The three fires that occurred in this area in the last week, one was a bodfish fire that occurred in the Lake Isabella area, and the other two are the Indian fire and the Sands 2 fire, which is over in the Ridgecrest area. The bodfish fire, which was going on last week, had an incident management team assigned to it. That fire now is 100% contained. That management team transferred over to the Ridgecrest area and is managing both the Indian fire and the Sand 2 fire under a complex which is being called the Owens Peak incident. As of this morning, the Sand fire is 100% contained at about just over 1,200 acres, and the Indian fire is about 65% contained at just over 1,000 acres. Currently, there are about 600 personnel assigned to the incident working the fire, whether it be on the fire line or here at the base camp resting. And we see the fire activity and suppression continuing throughout the week. We have had two firefighter injuries, minor injuries. One was a sprained knee on the fire line, and the other one was a minor laceration on the fire line. Both those firefighters have been treated and are currently resting. We're looking at most likely Thursday or Friday for containment for the Indian fire. The difficulty on that fire is terrain and access. We're having a hard time for fire engines to get up there, so most of the firefighting is being done by hand crews. They're having to hike up and either spend the night up or be flown in by helicopter. And also we have a lot of aircraft working this fire. We have about 6 helicopters working this fire, and also some fixed-wing aircraft if needed. But most of the work is being done by hand crews and the helicopters. The fire is actually in the Bureau of Land Management's responsibility area, but agencies that are at this incident are a wide range from local, state, and federal agencies, including Kern County Fire Department, BLM, the U.S. Forest Service, which includes personnel from forests throughout California, and multiple local agencies are also on the incident. There were a few structures that were about 2 miles away from the Indian fire location, but we don't believe at any time they were really threatened. We did have some fire crews out there that did do a check to make sure that they had containment lines around those structures, which they did. And as of right now, there was no structure protection in place, and we're not calling that there are any structures threatened on this fire as of this time. Just for an advisement for residents that are in the area, the avid hikers, the Bureau of Land Management has issued a temporary closure for hiking trails in the Owens Peak Wilderness area, and also the Pacific Crest Trail north of Highway 178. That area has been closed due to firefighting activity, personnel going up, equipment being parked on the side of the road. So that closure is in effect until we receive information from the Bureau of Land Management. That's what's going to be opened up. With this many firefighters in the town of Ridgecrest and driving through Inyo Kern, we just encourage the residents be cautious and be patient as the fire crews are driving to the incident, to the fire, and driving back. They're usually driving in groups of anywhere from 3 to 6 fire engines, so just be aware that all the fire crews are driving through town, and just be aware that that's